Father Frank Palone joins us now. And, sir, it's good to have you on. So no fear of the administration makes it sound like he wants people to think that he's being threatened by the administration, which he isn't. But this Pope is certainly taking a political side, and they're making a big statement about open borders and the lawlessness that comes with it right there on 60 Minutes. What's your reaction to that?
Yes, Rob. Well, you know, like many of our viewers, I'm a faithful Catholic, and I'm also a very strong supporter of President Trump and all that he does. And, you know, you can do both. And here's the distinction that has to be made, which our church leaders are not making adequately, but it's part of church teaching. First is the Catholic principles and teaching. The Pope is obliged to teach that, so are the bishops. Then there's the application of those teachings. And the specific application of a teaching that a lawmaker or a president needs to make is his decision based on his expertise as the president. There's not a Catholic teaching about whether we should bomb Iran or how much we should bomb them or when we should stop. There's not a Catholic teaching about how many deportations should occur or where or when or how ICE should be structured or whether it should even exist. There's no Catholic teaching on that. So when it comes to the application of these principles, we have to give leeway and deference to our elected officials to do the job and make the decisions we elected them to make. And at the same time, be able to say, hey, listen, if it's a matter of opinion or what the church calls prudential judgment, it's perfectly okay to disagree with the Pope. Whether you're Catholic or not, President Trump is completely right on the facts, on the policy, and Catholics shouldn't feel like, oh, I'm not being a faithful Catholic if I'm siding with President Trump on this.
Were popes always, you know, making statements like this about political measures inside of this country and in other countries? This doesn't seem like we used to have this conversation.
No, you're right, Rob. You know, I worked at the Vatican for a while under Pope John Paul II, and there were many times when I was involved in meetings, even under Pope Benedict, where my input was asked in terms of things the Pope should say or not say. And very often, even if it was just very indirectly suggesting that we were trying to interfere in the internal decisions of a country or its head of state, they said, no, the Pope is not going to say that. So, yeah, I think that we're at a much more divisive moment in the church where they're taking these political stands.
I want to show you the controversial meme that the president posted that got everyone all riled up. It'll be over in 24 hours. But here's the picture. Somebody, you know, people make stuff for the president. There's a lot of, you know, people on social media that send him pictures and stuff. He reposts them. This image here got reposted. It actually offended a lot of the president's supporters. He came out today, we don't need to play it, but he came out today and said he thought he was some kind of a doctor in the image. It was a picture that he just liked, so he reposted it. You know, people say that he was depicting himself as the Lord or as Jesus Christ. He then deleted the photo. What's your reaction to that?
Rob, my reaction is there is no president who has saved more human lives than Donald Trump. No president who has been more of a peacemaker. No president who has lifted more people out of poverty or defended the religious freedom of more Americans. I was just today at the hearing of his Religious Liberty Commission here in Washington. So look at the things he's done. His actions are, in fact, advancing the teachings of Jesus Christ. And that's the main point.
Yeah, that's probably the bigger point, isn't it? Father Frank Palone, good to see you, sir. Thank you.